I'm Mike.
And I'm Adam.
And this is Stuff and Waffle. Two friends talking about stuff, and often as not, waffling with frequent reference to Bond cars.
Last week was a bit moaning heavy.
Was, right. Bit grumpy old men.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that we'll get through this week without even a hint of a moan, but we'll do better. But last week well, certainly towards the end, I don't know if we ended on it specifically, but we were talking about Bond and being grumpy about that whole...
The lack of activity, yes.
The lack of activity and the colossal amount of social media posts about Daniel and Isn't He Wonderful? Yeah, lovely.
Yes.
This week, I have got us a bit of Bond news that doesn't make you want to moan.
Oh. It's not the news that awful game show has been picked up for a second season, is it?
Oh, shit, is it? I didn't see that.
It has. Oh, sorry, that's a really big negative. I didn't need to drop that in there.
Oh, I don't want that again. Oh, dear.
Sorry, skim over it.
I'm skimming.
Yes.
Make it go away. Right. However, so Bond, not specific. I wouldn't say it's specifically Bond, but it's heavily Bond related. There's a number plate up for auction.
Ooh.
And the number plate is AU1.
Oh. Goldfinger's Rolls Royce.
Yes.
Yes.
So.
Phantom 337. Blimey, that's going to go. I mean, those plates go for big money anyway. Those 2 letters, 1 number.
Yeah, all sort of reports have said the same little snippet that they've got from a news article or something where it says expected to fetch in excess of £300,000.
I wouldn't be surprised if it would be more than that, to be honest. Was it a real plate in the movie? Was it actually registered to that car?
Yeah.
Because BMT 216A was its genuine registration.
That was its genuine.
On the DB5, yeah.
I don't know whether it was the genuine one because obviously it you do worry at that point and go, maybe it wasn't, because of obviously it being the chemical symbol for gold, isn't it? Or was it just for Ulrich? I can't remember.
Oh, that's a good question, actually. Or maybe that's just a happy coincidence. I don't know.
All right, I'm going in. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've had to look at my periodic table.
Yeah, well, Sam had one the other day because they were doing it at school.
It is AU. Yeah, there you go.
It is. Oh, well, but it also happens to be the first 2 initials of the character's, first 2 letters of the character's name. So, yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I'd be interested to know if that was a real plate or if they just, made it up for the movie.
Oh, God. The trouble is, if you Google it now, it's just going to bring up news articles about that bloody...
Well, it has. I've just done that, and I've got no chance. It's going to take hours to get to the bottom of that, so I'll park that for now.
Okay.
Interesting. I hadn't seen that at all.
You going to bid?
I paid 300k to spaff on a number plate. Sorry to disappoint you and all, but
that's a no. Then
it is a bit of a no. Yeah.
Maybe just the first bid, just to be part of it.
Well, just get it going.
Yeah.
12 quid. There you go.
Yeah.
On you go.
I'm skimming.
I can't imagine it's going to be a massive. I mean, yes, it's from the movie, but it's. I don't know. It's not like BMT 216A's come up.
No, well, mind you, we better not get drawn into that one.
No, we better not go. No, let's not go there. But interesting. I hadn't seen that. Oh, yeah. Be interesting to see what that'll go for.
Like you were saying about the format of the plates, the 2-letter 1 number,
yeah.
make a lot of money.
Yes.
Apparently, there's a UK record-breaking one that fetched more than £500,000 back in 2013, 14. That
Wow.
was 25.0.
Okay.
Because they've said, oh well, it's probably because of Ferrari 250 or something like that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, it is. Well, people do pay a lot, don't they, for these things?
The only thing I can't find is when it's going up for sale.
Oh, okay. No, I haven't seen that either. I've moved on to looking at other 2-letter 1 number plates.
I like.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll attempt to keep an eye on it, so when it actually sells, we can go, yep, we were right. It's sold for more. Because anything, be it cars, artwork, musical instruments, anything like that. Anytime you see the estimate or the reserve or anything like that, you go, well, it's gonna blow that out of the water.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, things have been selling for silly numbers lately, haven't they? And if it's got a bond connection, which obviously that does, then there we go. Yeah. Yeah, I just came across ST1, which was used in the Saint.
Okay.
It was on Roger Moore's Volvo P1800. And later on a Jaguar XJS.
Is it
Series 1?
Did it sell?
Apparently they never had it. It was fake, but it is a real plate.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently it's on a Mini Clubman based in London. So it is a real plate, but it was never theirs to use in the show. It was
It's on a Mini Clubman.
Apparently, yeah. I presume a classic one.
It doesn't really matter whether it's classic or a new one. I mean, you're driving around with a plate that's worth considerably more than the vehicle.
Than the car. Yeah, I know, but you do see that, don't you? I mean, those plates probably will all be worth more than the cars they're on. But there was also BS1, which was, again...
Oh, of course, yeah.
Roger Moore's Aston Martin DBS in the Persuaders. But that, again, was fake. That wasn't the car's real plate. And I do know what its real plate was. I
think you've even...
PPP6H rings a bell.
It does ring a bell.
I think was the car's real number, because there was a couple of scenes where they'd forgotten to put the show plates on it, and you can see it wearing its real numbers. Yeah, it is. It's PPP6H. I remembered correctly.
Well remembered.
Yes.
It's
so
interesting.
BS1 was a fake plate. It never had it.
Do you remember me a while back saying that I'd saw one of those just horrendous little crossover compact SUV Toyota things, the CHR?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can't remember which way around it was. Either one CHR or CHR1. That's got to be worth more than the car.
Yes. You do see that occasionally, don't you? You see what must be an incredibly valuable plate on a fairly ordinary car.
Yeah, but the thing is, like sometimes, like that Clubman, for instance.
Yes.
Did you say it had the ST1 plate?
ST1, yeah.
Yeah. And you can go, all right, that's a plate of significance on, like, if it's on a classic Clubman, they're fine. Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, it doesn't specify in this article I've read.
An expensive plate on a mediocre mid-range Toyota box that's clearly been bought specifically to match the model of car.
Yes.
Is really weird.
Yes, it is. It is. Maybe it's someone's initials or something. I don't know.
I don't know. It's very sad.
Yeah, I mean, private number plates are a strange thing, aren't they?
They're a can of worms.
Yeah, they are a can of worms. I've never had one. So
it's a difficult thing to get away with.
Yeah, it is. I think I couldn't have one that was like my initials or something. It would have to be relevant to the car, not to me. I think that's the only way. I mean, my Jaguar X-Type sort of had a plate on. I mean, it wasn't mine. It came with the car, and it had always been on it. In fact, it's still on it now, thanks to Phil's research recently, who found it. A20JXT, but that's relevant to the car.
Yeah.
So that's more acceptable. Matt had one as well on his Jeep. He had what was it? V2 JEP, I think, was on his Jeep Cherokee.
No, it wasn't it?
Yeah. But again, relevant to the car, that stretches it a bit, but relevant to the car, not the individual. Having your initials on your plate or something is a very different thing.
Yeah, it's tricky.
Yeah.
Mind you, say about having a plate relevant to the car. When they get it wrong, that amuses me. Because I was following a what was it? Bentley Continental GT.
Right.
I think I've moaned about it on here before, actually.
Probably.
And it had a V12 number plate.
Okay.
It's actually got a W12.
Oh, you have told me about that. Yes, it got it wrong. Or they couldn't get W12, so that V12. No one will know.
No, we all know. Like a buffoon.
It's the ones where they're really struggling when you see they've either had to illegally space it or they've had to put strategic screws in it so that it makes the letter look a bit different. So you're really, not only is that illegal, it could be an MOT failure. You're really stretching it.
No, it's silly at that point.
You've got 6 screws in that.
really worried about that coming loose.
Yeah, that's on.
Oh dear. Oh yeah, no. A personalised plate is not on my list because
it's a minefield.
It's too much of a minefield. You can get away with it, but it requires too much thought.
I'd rather spend the money on something else, to be honest.
Yeah.
I can't get interested in it at all.
Well, I can't. And oh God, I don't know. Did we speak about it on the podcast or not? Because there was a little while back where I said I might have told you off podcast where Kaylee had been with her friend to go and look at a house that was for sale.
Oh, this rings a bell.
And it was a house for a friend, but Kaylee had gone along to be said to offer an opinion, but I assumed to be nosy.
Yeah.
But Kaylee showed me the particulars of the house, and she handed me a bit of paper, and it had the big photo on the front, the big hero image.
Oh, stop it!
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. And I immediately went, "That's the estate agent's car, parked on the driveway." She's like, "What on earth do you know that?" And it's like, "Right, let me talk you through it." I know this. Well, I don't know him personally. I have met this estate agent.
Yes,
he is textbook.
We went through this when we had estate agents coming around when we were selling our house. Yes.
Yeah, and we might have covered this, but I'm happy to revisit. But his number plate was, well, I won't read it out, but it was in a format that is acceptable. So not our current number plate format, the one it replaced. So letter, 3 numbers, 3 letters.
Okay, yeah.
So the first letter and the 3 numbers made up the model of vehicle.
Okay.
Read into that whatever you may feel.
Yeah, okay.
And then the 3 remaining letters were his initials.
Yeah, I thought you might say that. Yeah.
What's really, really sad is that, how do we put it? It was a certain brand of vehicle that if you put this one letter in front of the 3 digits, it makes it the sporty one. Says me, I'm really treading on thin ice.
You are. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
But what's
okay.
really sad is it wasn't that. It was that series of model, but it wasn't the fancy one.
No. Okay, but the plate suggested that it might be.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay.
And I have it on exceedingly good authority that his tyre hadn't changed since I saw him, because I did ask Kaylee to just sort of verify for me. Did he still have a tie knot that could be seen from orbit?
Oh, they all do that. It's a standard thing, I think. It must be in the manual. Yeah. It's it's bad.
Yeah. So that's the problem that you run into with the personalised plate.
It's a slippery slope, isn't it?
It's
a slippery slope. You do have to be very careful. I just don't want to go there. I'm just
no. That's fine.
I will take the plate I have been randomly issued. That's fine by me.
I would, however, accept AU1.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair. Yeah, I mean, if I could buy, to be honest, any one of the BMT 2-1 plates, that would be fun too.
Oh, you would be just elated with existence.
Oh yeah.
Christ, I didn't expect to talk about personalised plates.
That's weird, isn't it? How that happens?
That was for sale.
Yeah, very strange. Yes. Okay. Well, neither of us has a personalised plate, so we're okay on that front.
No, that's okay. So what you got for us?
Although, actually, sorry, just before we move on, although yours sort of would fit on my car, wouldn't it? If you think of the last 3 letters of your plate.
Oh yeah, it would actually, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Just thought of that. I don't want to swap. You're all right.
I'm happy to do a deal. Yeah.
No, you can't put my plate on your car. It would be illegal. It makes it look too new.
True. I'd have to bin yours and get someone else. I'll just buy AU1.
Yeah, do that. And then your plate will be up for grabs.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, do that. Well, do let us know what you get it for, won't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
If you've had to sell the house, you've gone too far.
I don't even think that would cover it, I'm afraid.
I probably wouldn't do it. No.
Mm-mm. Right.
Oh dear.
Right, what have you got for us?
Oh, I've got some bits of nonsense. I've been doing a little more vehicle maintenance this week.
Oh, very good. What have we been doing?
But this is vehicle maintenance, very much my style of vehicle maintenance. This is this does not involve a toolkit. Although I did do some of that. Oh, it does. Yes. Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yes. Now, there's still a few little issues that I'm working on. Nothing major. But I've made a purchase. I don't know if this will be controversial or not. Actually, probably not. I have managed to lay my hands on the Jaguar Land Rover diagnostics software.
Okay.
The stuff they use in the dealerships and the approved places. Bit of software and a cable plugs into your ODB2 port. And unlike, I mean, there's all kinds of code readers and diagnostic tools on the market these days, but this is actually the Jaguar Land Rover one. So gives you an incredible amount of detail. I've never used anything like that before, but it's absolutely fascinating. You can do all sorts with it. Because you can get into the configuration of the car, and you can get into things that you can't get to through the buttons or the interface. You can configure all sorts of things that you can't normally get to. Silly things like how long do you want the lights to stay on after you lock it, and stuff like that.
Well, that was quite odd, but
all kinds of things. Well, it has diagnosed a couple of issues for me. One of which I think it might have actually fixed, which is rather splendid. And another one it hasn't fixed, but it sort of pointed me in the direction of what the problem might be. So,
what have you got? What have you fixed already?
And these were very much first world problems. I have to say, these were not big things, but nevertheless, I wanted to be right. The front seat memories stopped working. It wouldn't save a new setting, and it wouldn't recall a setting.
Right.
It just stopped working. I don't know why, but it popped up a fault code in this software, and it said, "Oh, your driver's seat memory module's lost its configuration. Would you like me to put it back?" "Oh, yeah, go on then," and it did, and it fixed it.
Lovely.
So, see, that's the kind of mechanicking I like.
Yeah, that's
with the heater on and a laptop.
Oh, you're like a pig in your shit at that point.
I'm away then. It's like a whole new world has opened up.
Oh dear.
Oh, it's fantastic. And the other thing is that I've mentioned this before, the steering column adjustment doesn't work at all. This has diagnosed it as either a short circuit in that bit of the wiring harness, or the switch has failed. One of those two.
Oh, okay.
So it's I don't know which yet. I need to dig deeper. I need to unplug the switch and see if it still brings up the code and things like that. But it really it takes you in the right direction, and it's
that's quite useful. I've only ever used the cheapy things, so you only sort
of I've never used one before, but I came across there's a company called British Diagnostics that makes stuff exclusively for Jaguar Land Rover, and this isn't obviously this is a 10-year-old car, so it doesn't use the current software, so it's an old version, which is probably why they're able to provide it. But it says it'll work on any Jaguar from 1996 to 2015. So
that's quite a wide range.
Quite a wide range. But yeah, I'm impressed with it. And it tells you everything that's installed in the car, and you can turn modules on and off. So if you retrofit something, you can enable it using that software rather than having to take it to a dealer. And you can, test your keys and battery and all sorts of things with it. Yeah, really useful. Just plug your laptop in and off you go.
Well, I like that sounds very good.
Yeah, you see, I've been out there trolling through me logs.
I'm saying absolutely nothing.
Yeah, something a bit different.
Yeah, nailed that.
A different way of fixing problems, anyway.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. No, fair play.
Yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. It was quite cheap as well. Again, I don't think they charge for the software cable.
Okay.
Because it's a ODB2 to USB cable.
I was worried you were going to say serial port then.
No, my laptop hasn't got a serial port.
No one's has.
No, it's USB. It's reasonably. The software does have to run on Windows XP, but we can work with that.
Yeah,
that's all right.
Yeah, that's in our domain, that one, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. We can do that if needs be. But yeah, it's clever stuff, and it, as I say, I think it has the potential to, if not fix things, at least point you in the right direction without having to, go to a specialist or a Jaguar dealer, which could save quite a bit, really, when you look at the labour rates that main dealers charge.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because it's worth it, because you either get stung by the dealer or you go and buy one of those cheapy readers,
Yeah.
which I've used, and you plug them in and I go, you're right, there is a fault. Like,
Yes.
Cheers for that.
There's a fault on this circuit somewhere. Yes. Whereas this, because it's designed to work with the car, will tell you exactly what the problem is, exactly the fault code, and give you a step-by-step of how it thinks you should remedy the problem. Because it's designed for dealers to use.
Yeah.
Technicians in dealerships. So, yeah, I'm impressed. It's good. It's a bit clunky, but it's old. So, it would be.
So are we.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
No, that is useful. I mean, it's like you say, it's mechanicking in the modern age.
Oh, loving it. It. I fixed my car with a laptop.
Yeah, that's good. I've had to get a bit more involved with the Mini this week, actually, in terms of tinkering.
Oh, how is it? I noticed you were driving the Volvo.
Yeah, I was driving the Volvo. It's the Mini itself is fine. Well, to a point. I've got something. I've been testing electrics all over the place. I've got something absolutely annihilating the battery. It's not just the irritation of the stereo like last time. There's something like mullering it at the moment.
Oh dear.
So
you'll try and track that down.
I'm trying my best to track it down, but it's part of the issue is time. But I'll have another proper bash on Saturday. It's because when it's running, it's absolutely fine. It's just if it's gone flat, it's a pain in the arse.
Does it just go if you leave it sitting?
Yeah, and it's going really quickly.
Okay.
And it is going down to fuck all.
Right. Okay. So something's really, as you say, really nailing it.
Yeah, because it went like in the space of, I don't know, between 24 and 36 hours, it went from a healthy sort of 13-ish volts to just under 9.
Yeah, that's quite a drop.
Yeah. Parked on the road doing jack shit.
Doing nothing. Yes. Okay. You don't even lock it, do you? So it can't be the alarm or something.
No, I've tried the theory. I've tried it locked, I've tried it unlocked. Nothing doing.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
That can be a real sod to track down.
Yeah, that's just going to be me and that for a while trying to figure that out.
Just you and the Mini battling it out.
Yeah, it's nice that it waited until it's bloody cold outside for me to be fanning around trying to track down
beautiful.
where this.
Lovely.
There we go.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll be a circuit that I'm not too bothered about and I'll just pull the fuse out.
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah, something you don't really need and we'll just live without that bit. Yes.
Yeah, that'll do me. While we're on the topic of updating our cars and our mechanicking ways, when's the Puma due to go in?
The 11th of December.
Yes, sorry, I do recall you did say December. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so that is still sitting on the driveway, probably with a flat battery by now, and certainly with a flat tyre. So it's out there looking very sorry for itself, all covered in leaves.
Okay, well, if you need a hand when it comes to it, just give us a shout.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'll probably put it on charge and pump the tyres up and make sure it starts.
Yeah, that's fine. If we get stuck, I can bring the jump pack. It's not a problem.
Yes, I'll let you know. I shall test it well in advance of it needing to go up the road. But it's another couple of weeks yet. So
okay, not so bad.
I will let you know. But poor little thing's out there just waiting for its moment.
Yeah, and I suppose by the time it comes back, you after spending a few quid on it, you kind of want to keep it at least under wraps.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what we're going to do about that. Because although we've got a garage here, it's full of stuff at the moment. So
I mean, a car cover is better than nothing at this point.
it is, yeah. I think we might have to do that. Yeah, it's wrong time of year, isn't it? Really, for keeping it warm and dry. But yeah, it is what it is. I'd like to get it under sealed as quickly as possible. I haven't arranged that yet.
Is that something they'll do, or is that a bit too niche for them?
Don't know. I need to ask. It may need to go somewhere else. I know you can do it yourself, but
which is fine. But it's awkward if you've just got to do it by putting it on stands or something like that.
Yeah, doing it on the driveway is not ideal, is it? With spray cans and trying. I mean, you're going to get covered in it. The driveway is going to get covered in it. It's
right. Nice to know that the driveway's sealed.
Well, yes. Yes, that's true. Yeah, the driveway won't rust. No, we'll be all right on that. But yes, it will need to be looked after a bit. Yeah. Otherwise, we'll just be here this time next year.
You'll have pissed the money up the wall.
I did query with them what they were going to do, because Phil made a comment to me and he said, make sure they're not just going to plate over it to get it through an MOT. And I said, well, I don't think they're that sort of garage, but I did inquire. And he said, oh, no, we'll be cutting the rot out and, putting in new metal and it'll be done properly. We're not just going to cover it up so we can't see it and then give you an MOT. It will be done properly. So
okay, well, it's worth an ask.
That's good. It didn't hurt to inquire because I've not used them before, so you don't know. Although they do have a very good reputation. They wouldn't survive in these parts if they weren't doing it properly.
No, that's true. Word of mouth is everything.
Yeah, they'd be knackered around here if they were bodging stuff. So.
Yeah, definitely. Well, this brings me on to something that I've been mulling over.
Oh, we like a good mull.
Yeah, just pondering something because, I've got the Mini giving me a headache.
Mm-hmm.
I've got the Volvo that has some gears.
Yes, sometimes they work as well.
Yeah, it has its it's. I mean, I've got to and from work several times this week without incident. So
I never had any problem with the gearbox. It was the battery that gave me a couple of headaches. The gearbox was never an issue.
Well, the battery's been fine, but it's what it is. I'm just and I've been mulling something over of going right. Well, I don't have oodles to buy something fancy, but I'm thinking I've got a daughter who's really, in the grand scheme of things, not that far off learning to drive.
Yeah, true.
So I've been sort of mulling over and going, right, in the interim, before I can buy something nice, should I just get something small that just works, that can ultimately be a car for her, and tides me over and removes headaches in the short term?
It's not the silliest idea you've ever had.
No, that's what I was thinking, because I haven't even mentioned it to Kaylee, because I was thinking again, seems rather sensible for me.
It does, doesn't it? Yes, that's right. And he turns up with a 911. Oh, it's very sensible.
I can daily this.
Yeah. Well, the stupid thing is, you could.
Oh, I could. Yeah.
Well, possibly not the one you'd get for the budget you're thinking.
No, that is the problem. So I've been looking at a segment of the market that I would not normally look at.
No, indeed, small and reliable. Yeah, we don't do that.
No, not really.
I mean, you'd think the Mini, but that's proving not to be the case at the moment.
No, it's not. It's just, like I said, it's just a headache that requires time and effort, which I'm willing to give it, but I've got I've got all the effort. I'm just very limited on the time element.
Yes. An hour a week's not going to do it.
I will get to the bottom of it, but like I said, it's as long as there's nothing catastrophic with that Mini, I don't really want to make it go away.
No, not at all. No, not at all.
If there's ever a vehicle that's going to be the one that's moved on, it will be the Volvo.
Yes. Yes.
Which just is what it is. It's served its purpose. It's in a feasible state at the moment, so it makes sense it would be that one. But
it's even been washed this year.
Yes, it has. It doesn't look well. You saw it on Monday. It doesn't look too shabby at all.
It looks great. Yes.
I haven't sullied it or anything. It's fine. But I mean, it's having looked in that particular sort of segment of going, right, well, at this price point and these age of vehicles and this size of vehicle, you can get quite a new car. But oh my God, there's some toss.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
I like the stuff that sort of makes you question your will to live.
Yeah, don't get one of those. What are you thinking? What's you?
Well, the standout one that at the moment that would go, actually, that could probably work, and I wouldn't. Well, I don't think I'd hate it. Would be Volkswagen Up.
Oh, yeah. I could see that.
Because I think it would do for what I need it to.
Yeah.
I would probably enjoy driving it.
Yeah, I think you probably would.
But it would also be perfect to hand over.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, that's true. You've got to look at the next occupant of the driver's seat, haven't you? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
it would only be something that I'm going to be tiding over for, I don't know, a year, maybe.
I think you'd probably be all right with that. 3-door?
There's plenty of both.
Yeah,
it's 3 and 5.
Whatever comes up.
There's no shortage of them.
No, I'm sure there isn't. No. Interesting. Yeah, I could see that working. I really could. Yeah.
They don't seem overly complicated.
You don't hear any horror stories about them?
No. And I don't know whether that's the thing. I'm just thinking, going, is this really? This sounds like an all right idea.
You see, it's because it's possibly quite sensible. That's why because it doesn't feel right.
No,
it doesn't feel right if you're not having to try and justify something silly by pretending it's sensible. This might actually be sensible, and so it's a weird concept.
It's something sensible. I'm essentially doing it for someone else. I'm just benefiting from it briefly
in the short term. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Yes, I think that's a good candidate.
It is, and I think it's quite safe as well from the stuff that I've seen. It is going to have offspring in it, so I would rather it's not a death trap.
Yes. Well, the thing that sprung to my mind, and it's very much along the same lines, so it might be a touch bigger, but very much along the same lines. First thing I thought of was the Suzuki Swift.
I do like those, actually.
Because it's probably going to be quite reliable. Cheap to maintain, cheap to run. It's along the same lines, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in, and I'd imagine it's the same sort of price point there or thereabouts.
Yes, I would think so. Yeah, I would think so.
I mean, there's a lot of other, like I said, some toss. I mean, there's a lot of Hyundai type things. I'm all right.
Yeah, don't do that.
No. No, don't do that. But yeah, something like that. I don't know. I don't know if I'm sold. I don't know if it's. I don't know. It just.
Yeah, like you say, it sort of feels right, doesn't it?
And it's that short term thing of going, well, you know what? When I go out in the morning, I know that I'm going to have an operational vehicle. I don't have to do any maintenance before I set off.
Before you go to work, yes. Absolutely. Yeah, indeed. And like you say, you're likely to get one that's probably a bit newer than any of your current vehicles, which would be nice. That would help.
Yeah. And then you think when it's passed over, it's got some mod cons. It's likely got a bit of aircon. It's got fancy stereo that you can link up to your phone, so you got your banging tunes.
Banging tunes, yes, absolutely.
Um,
Yeah, I think so. And if you're going to put an offspring in it, you want it to be reasonably solid, don't you?
That's it. And I don't think, should anything crop up that needs tinkering on it, it's not going to be a complicated vehicle.
No, not at all. Parts will be cheap for that.
Mm.
You can get one in, they do it in some nice colours with some nice wheels. I bet the choice with that is immense. I bet you can get, I bet you could almost pick your colour.
Yeah, you probably could actually.
Yeah.
From what I've seen, there does seem to be quite consistent colouring. Sort of white and red seems bloody.
White and red seem to be the by far the most dominant colours. Yeah, absolutely. There's some quite nice rims on some of them.
Yeah.
Which is nice. Yeah. So you can, yeah. It doesn't have to look like a shopping car. It can look a bit tastier. Yes.
Yeah. Don't know.
That's interesting. That's really interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I could see that working. Like you say, it feels a bit unnatural because it might actually be quite a sensible idea.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It doesn't feel right if we're not buying a car and then justifying it afterwards.
Yeah.
But oh no, it is sensible, really.
Yeah, I think they'll just have to be mindful of that and then go, well, all right. Once she's set up, then I can go and be a bit sillier because
then
hopefully we'll have dealt with all of the house goings on that we're doing at the moment.
Yes.
Because that's a drain on funds, let's be honest.
Yeah, of course. Bound to be. Yeah.
But yeah, there has to become a point of going, look, I can't. Every day cannot be car maintenance day.
No, it's a valid point. You need something reliable. And the Mini and the Volvo can be reliable, but it's not guaranteed, is it?
No, well, they can be, and I just don't have the time to devote, especially to two.
No, quite. Two cars that are both getting a bit needy. Yeah. That might actually be quite a sensible idea. Yeah, VW Up is you might have called it there.
I know. Mind you could argue that the time I spent researching that I could have been out fixing the Mini, but there we go.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say that.
Swings and roundabouts, isn't it?
Yeah, other people might say that.
We're at Thursday now. I will be spending a large chunk of Saturday trying to mend it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because I'm a tight ass. I've put petrol in it at the moment and I can't use it.
Oh, that's no good. No.
So I'm livid about that.
Yeah, absolutely. You need to get that out of there.
Yeah, I'd like to burn that through the power of motion. So
yes, yeah, fair enough.
Hopefully, like come Monday morning, I can just get in that and drive to work. But we'll see.
Yeah. Yes, unless it's eaten all of its electricity overnight. But
it's not a good look.
You do need something. It's not
that. Well, because several times I've gone in and had to sort of sheepishly go over to the plugs in the corner and go, "Oh, what are you plugging in?" Nothing.
My car just needs to gather some electricity for a bit. Yes.
Don't mind me. I've just.
It's not an EV.
No, it's just.
It's not an EV. It's consuming more electricity than.
Yes,
you might as well be running an EV at this point.
Yeah,
the budget won't stretch to an E-up, I don't suppose.
No,
didn't think it would. That's all right.
No,
that's all right.
No, I'll have to make do with some petrol for the time being.
Yeah, well, that's okay.
So,
Yes, you've had worse ideas, I have to say. I think that could work. Yes, keep me posted on that.
I will. I tell you what, then. Before next week, I'll float the idea indoors.
Yes, do that. Yes.
See how well that
Yeah.
goes.
See how it goes down there. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that'll be a tremendous deciding factor. But
Yeah.
I think she'll be baffled again. What? You're buying it for someone else, and you're thinking about it and
Yeah, she
making
won't get it
sense.
either. Yeah, she won't get it either. No,
No.
it's going to take her a while to get used to the idea. Yeah. Yeah. She won't. Yeah, she won't. She won't get that. That'll. Yeah, knock her sideways. That will.
Well, because I do send her car adverts every now and then, and it's just
Oh
normally
yeah.
met with a "for goodness sake" or words to
Yeah,
that effect.
that's. Yeah. Well, I still spend time on Auto Trader every week, even though I've just bought a car.
Yeah, well,
I'm keeping familiar with the XKR market. So.
Okay, good. Nothing wrong with keeping your hand in there.
Indeed.
I tell you what, I sent her something random the other day. It was one of those things that I looked at and went, God, yeah, it's probably not my first choice, or something I'd go out searching, but I thought that's bloody lovely, that is. And hang on, I'll see if it's still upon the internet. It might have sold, but
well, you never know.
yeah, I think it might have actually. Oh, has it?
You might have to just tell us about it.
See, this is not me at all. However, I would. There you go.
You sent me a link. Let's have a look. Ooh. Ooh. Now, you say that's not you.
But it sort of is.
I think it could be, Yeah, it sort of is. It's an estate car.
It is.
Wow. The VW Squareback. 1600. Oh, that's nice. That is really nice.
It's a bit scruffy on the inside.
Yes, this particular example is a little bit rough around the edges, but it's a concept, isn't it? I don't think that meets the brief of, something reliable you can go to work in, but
no, but it's a talking point in the work car park if you do make it.
Oh, there won't be another. If you do make it, yes, there won't be another one. I grant you. And I suspect you won't see another one on the way. That's Again, it's. I was going to say it's not the silliest idea you've had. Actually, it might be.
That is quite silly.
That is quite silly.
It's quite cool as well, though, isn't it?
It is. Every panel's a slightly different colour, and some of the interiors there. And oh dear, yeah, it is. Oh yeah, don't look too long at the driver's footwell. It's I wouldn't press too hard on the floor either, because I'm not convinced that rubber mat isn't the floor. But
it's fine.
Oh, you'd make a great noise going down the road in that as well. All of the clattering,
all of the air-cooled goodness. Oh,
blimey!
Bit random.
Very cool-looking wagon, great patina. All written in capitals.
Yeah. Oh, it is. I mean, you wouldn't be so precious about it, considering it's a tatty on the outside. You go,
It's, I believe, as Johnny Smith once said, it's two middle-aged women, Pat and Tina, who go around the world just lightly rubbing down old cars.
That's it. They've had a right old go on this one.
They have.
Yeah,
I could see you in that. I could. I really could. That could be a bit of you, because it's quite practical. in its way.
It's practical and daft.
Yeah, it is all in the same package. You say, look, it's a big family estate car.
That doesn't do any speed. But it is practical. It's got a big boot and it's got a frunk.
It is practical. Oh, yes, of course. Yeah. Oh, how very modern.
Yeah.
They're all the rage now, you know.
That's what I've heard of.
Yes.
Well, I tell you what, then I'll reserve those.
Please buy that instead of the Arc.
You know what? I'd love that. I would.
We all would.
No, that'll have to wait. I'll do something. I promise. I'll do something daft after being very sensible.
Yes. All right. Well, you see how that gets floated indoors, and we'll come back to that one. That's very interesting.
Yeah, but we'll revisit that. I'll run it up the flagpole indoors.
Oh. See if she'll let you pull the trigger. I felt dirty even just saying that. No, this could be 2 Stuff and Waffle car purchases in 1 year. This is unprecedented.
It's never happened before.
It hasn't. No. Everyone else has bought cars, we haven't.
No. But okay, all right. Well, we'll leave it there then. We'll revisit next week and see if that idea is well received.
Well, I think that's probably enough of that for this week. Check us out on all the various social medias and things. Thank you very much for listening.